All right, I'm not someone who's easily scared. I'm the kind of person who brushes off those weird noises in the night or the creepy feeling you get when you're alone. But this time, I can't shake it. I'm starting to think maybe those feelings mean something. So, a few months back, my girlfriend Mia and I were looking for our first house. I guess we were tired of renting that small one-bedroom place downtown, and with the housing market being what it is, we wanted to snag something before prices got any crazier. That's how we ended up at this open house on Willow Lane. The house was bigger than we needed, and to be honest, the price seemed too good to be true. But we figured, what the hell, it's worth a look. From the outside, it looked normal enough. A little weathered, but it had character. 3 stories tall, brick facade, and a porch that wrapped around the side. It was one of those old houses that looked like it had been there forever. Mia wasn't thrilled about it from the moment we pulled up. "I don't know, Nate, it feels off," she said as we got out of the car. But I chalked it up to nerves. Buying a house is a big deal, right? The real estate agent, Tom, was waiting for us at the door. He was this middle-aged guy, too friendly in that way that people in sales can be. "You're going to love this place," he said, practically beaming. "Great bones, just needs a little TLC." I could tell Mia was still uneasy, but we followed him inside. The second we stepped through the door, I felt it. I can't describe it exactly, but you know when you walk into a room and it's like the air changes? It's thicker, heavier, like there's a weight on your chest. The place wasn't even that dark. There was sunlight coming through the old windows, but everything about it felt wrong. Still, I didn't want to freak Mia out, so I pretended like I didn't notice. Tom led us through the kitchen first. The floor creaked with every step, and the old wooden cabinets had that musty smell you get in places that haven't been lived in for a while. As we walked through the house, it felt like we were being watched. I kept looking over my shoulder, expecting to see someone there, but of course the place was empty. Just the 3 of us. Mia kept close to me the whole time. "I don't like it here, Nate," she whispered when Tom wasn't looking. I squeezed her hand, trying to be reassuring, but the truth is, I didn't like it either. There was something unsettling about the way the house seemed to absorb sound. Tom was talking, but his voice felt distant, like it was being swallowed by the walls. We made our way upstairs. The second floor had this long hallway with doors on either side. Bedrooms, I assumed. Tom was leading the way, rattling off details about the property. "This could be a great family home," he said, opening one of the doors, but I was barely paying attention. I kept hearing these faint noises, like a creak here, a shuffle there. At first I thought it was just the old house settling, but it felt deliberate. One of the doors at the end of the hallway was closed. I don't know why, but I was drawn to it. Tom hadn't mentioned that room yet, and Mia hadn't even noticed it. As we got closer, I felt this gnawing in my gut, like something wasn't right. "What's in there?" I asked, pointing to the closed door. Tom paused for a second, his smile faltering just a bit before it returned. "Oh, that's just the attic. It's not finished, but with a little work it could be a nice space." I don't know what possessed me to do it, but I walked right past him and grabbed the doorknob. Mia hissed my name. "Nate, don't." But I was already turning the knob. The door creaked open, and I swear the air in that hallway dropped about 10 degrees. The attic stairs were steep and narrow, and as I took the first step up, the smell hit me. It wasn't like the musty scent downstairs. No, this was different. It was damp, like old rot mixed with something I couldn't place. Mia stayed at the bottom of the stairs, not saying a word. I climbed up slowly, my hand trailing along the banister. The higher I got, the more I felt like I shouldn't be there. The attic was pitch black. Even though there was a window at the far end, I don't know why, but I didn't turn on my phone's flashlight. It felt like I wasn't supposed to. Standing there in the dark, I listened. At first, I didn't hear anything. But then, this soft sound reached my ears, a low, almost imperceptible hum, like a distant radio or a TV on in another room. I froze, my breath catching in my throat. It wasn't the house creaking, it wasn't the wind, it was something deliberate. That's when I felt it. Not a touch exactly, but a presence, like someone was standing right behind me. Every instinct in my body screamed at me to get out, but I couldn't move. I stood there for what felt like forever, my back to whatever was lurking in the shadows. My heart was pounding so hard I thought I might pass out. Then just as suddenly as it started, the feeling was gone. The air lightened, and the room seemed to shift back to normal. I turned and bolted down the stairs, not even looking back. Mia didn't ask what happened. She just grabbed my arm and pulled me toward the front door. Tom followed us outside, still wearing that fake smile, but I could see something in his eyes now, like he knew exactly what I'd felt in that attic. "I'll give you guys some time to think it over," he said, his voice a little too cheerful for the moment. We didn't respond. We just got in the car and drove. Neither of us spoke the whole way home. It wasn't until later that night, when we were back in our apartment, that Mia finally broke the silence. "We're not going back there, Nate," she said, her voice shaky. I nodded. "I know." But the thing is, ever since that day, something's been off. I've started hearing things at night, footsteps in the hall, a soft humming noise that I can't quite place. And sometimes when I'm alone in a room, I get that same feeling I had in the attic, like someone standing just behind me, watching, waiting. I don't know what followed us home from that house, but I can tell you one thing: I'm never going back to Willow Lane.